Hello everyone, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Keegan from the Poke2 here, and today guys, we're doing something a little different. Going to be going over what was said in the WonderCast. This video was gonna be me talking about how I do my Chaos level 50 run. I'm just gonna throw that in the background while I talk about what was said in the WonderCast, because it was kind of disappointing. Not gonna lie. I know a lot of people are not happy at all. Gearbox and the devs are getting their hams absolutely steamed on Reddit. Like, I have not seen people get steamed this hard in a long time. What did they reveal? What was said? What did they even go over in the WonderCast live stream? Not much. Not much at all. The stream was only an hour long. The devs didn't come in until 43 minutes in. They only had like 17 minutes to talk. If that, they probably only talked for about 10 minutes and they kind of like just danced around the questions, really umming and ahhing, not sure if they could say this, if they could say that, if they couldn't say this, what they should say, if they should friggin' say anything at all. Which then, I don't want to just bash out on the devs or anything. They were probably reading a ton of hate messages in the live chat. I guarantee you I wasn't in the live chat. But I assure you that there was probably hate speech and a lot of hate for Wonderland in the live chat. And that's going to be hard while you're trying to talk about your game when people are literally shitting on the game. And I can understand it. I completely understand it. So what did they even go over? They basically said that dedicated loot might get better. Testing things, no promises. Quote for quote, word for word, that was what was said. So we might be getting better dedicated loot, which would actually improve farming and the grind for our gear. 100%. I do hope that they do that. Hope that it's not just testing things. I can't promise anything, guys. Hopefully they actually do put dedicated loot sources in the game. It is needed. It was in other Borderlands games. I don't know why we don't have it. They did state that PLC 4 will be bringing weekly changes. That was all they said. I don't know if that's the same as what we have been having, where the boss changes each week. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. I would like to assume they would specify that it was going to be like the other PLCs. So maybe we might get something different. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. It could just be the boss changes each week, and that's it. We get extra loot, and that's all is right in the world. They did also say the PLC design is meant for them to release content faster. It's like an experiment that they're trying. And I will admit, as good or bad as the PLCs were, the fact that you can do a 1 month turnover with that much content and bringing new items into the game is huge. It's actually astronomical. That is going to be so hard to do on a dev coding level, that you can do a monthly turnaround and bring out a new map, new items, new boss, all that kind of stuff. Not many other game developing companies and stuff like that do that. So a props and credit where credit is due. That is huge, but it's not working. Being able to push content out really quickly sometimes has its negatives. You can leave a lot of bugs and stuff in the game if you're trying to really push the boundaries of how much you can do in a month. And sometimes there's not enough content in what you can do in a month, because you haven't got a lot of time. And I don't know how long they've been working on these PLCs before. But the way they're stating it is they've been working on it each month and they've been releasing it each month. Interesting. They want to explore more Chaos Chamber-like runs like the boss run. I will admit, boss rush, the boss run is fantastic. It's short, simple, straight to the point. Obelisk room, boss, obelisk room, boss, obelisk room, boss. 3 bosses, 3 sets of obelisks. It's really fun. It's a really great way to try and farm your loot, because now you are just constantly just running through mini bosses and main bosses, which majority of the time will drop legendary items, and most of those legendary items, because they're not on the dedicated loot source, are world drops. So awesome. The boss rush was fantastic. Would like to see them do something more with that. Maybe just bosses only. Take away the obelisk, just boss, 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 boss. That would be kind of cool. Maybe time trial run, something like that. I don't know. There is a limitation to what you can do with the Chaos Chambers. I hope they realize that. They did state that we're listening to feedback and building upon it. Just thought you guys would like to know that. Wonderlands is also being used as an experiment for future games. And I do feel like they are trying a lot of different things. And I got to admit, that's got to be hard. That's got to be hard when you've got a fan base that's so used to having the same thing kind of over and over again. Jumping out of your comfort zone, there's a lot. It's a big risk. It's a big risk. The game just could flop. Or they don't know how it's going to go. I really think they honestly didn't think that this game was going to do so well. I know people are going to say that it was the Tiny Tina DLC, everyone friggin' loved it, of course they knew it was going to do well. I think they just chose to use this title as an experimenting platform to try out all these new ideas and just slap the Tiny Tina name there. Hate to say it, but that's the way it is really feeling right now. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you got to learn from your experiments. Like if they're bad experiments, you need to admit that that was a failure and then move on to plan B or on to the next experiment. We're going to hear from the WonderCast again in 2 weeks' time about PLC 4. So I think that means that the new class is going to be like 3 weeks out. I could be wrong. They could drop it before, but I feel like it'd be really weird that they did a WonderCast after the new class comes out and they're like talking about the new class after it's already been out. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but again, nothing that has happened has made a lot of sense anyway. So it was really weird that they just like sat there and kind of like dodged questions for like 13 minutes. It would have been cool if we got anything about the new class. Anything at all, a skill, some of the skills, the skill tree, what do the action skills do, just anything at all. I feel like the whole point of this season pass was the new class. I feel like they really centered everything around like, hey, there's a new class coming out in the season pass, and then they, you know, pushed it back all the way to the end. Maybe they are having a lot of issues with the class, I don't know, but I feel like they could have at least revealed something, and I feel like that is the main reason why people are so like pissed off and friggin' roasting them online at every chance they can get. You guys are friggin' savages, man. But I can understand people's frustration. Just anything would have literally settled the flames that were combusting right in front of their faces. But people probably would have been happy, or at least a little bit satisfied, if they had just released anything, even a release date. Hey guys, 3 weeks from now, the new class and the new PLC is coming out. And everyone like, woo! You know, but I'm just guessing that it's 3 weeks out. We haven't even got a confirmation or anything. It's just going off by they're going to be talking about the PLC in 2 weeks' time. So whether it's coming out after then, whether it's coming out 3 weeks after then, a month after then, who knows? Either way, the only silver lining is that if they are taking their time on this, it probably could be really good. It might actually be a really decent DLC instead of a post-launch content for. So I really hope that they do kind of put the time and effort into it, because unfortunately it needs to be good, because I hate to friggin' say it, as much as I love Wonderland, as much as I can say it's like my favorite game to play, if the PLC 4 is not good, I really think Wonderlands could be in serious friggin' trouble. Like, people are already calling, people are already getting the pitchforks ready, forming the mob, they're going to Gearbox, they're going to burn the place down, they're already got mob mentality going. So I mean, if the new class and the new PLC is not good, I don't know what happens after then. I really honestly don't. I really don't. I would like to hear your thoughts on this crazy chaotic energy spectrum that we are stuck in the middle of, that is Wonderlands right now. Sorry, this was a different kind of video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the chaos run in the background. Nothing crazy, just thought it would be cool to kind of show you guys how I do my chaos runs. Nothing special. I'm not cutting out me taking altars or anything like that. I do take a couple. It's definitely fun to slam the absolute shiz out of bosses, and hopefully it was entertaining while you listened to me rambled on for like 10, 12 minutes or however long this friggin' recording's been going for. And that's it from me, guys. Until next time, stay safe. Peace out.